Hello, I'm Maggie Hernandez, and I'm presenting on vitamin D. What are some characteristics of vitamin D? It's a fat-soluble vitamin. It can be produced by our bodies, mainly in our skin. It is also acquired by food, sunlight exposure, or artificial supplements. And it comes in two forms, most commonly D3, and it also comes in D2. On the side there's a picture of the chemical compound of this vitamin. What are some functions of vitamin D? Well, it helps absorb and retain calcium and phosphorus. It helps maintain bone and teeth health. It supports the immune system, supports neuromuscular function, reduces inflammation, and promotes healthy cell growth. Which foods are vitamin D found in? Foods that vitamin D are naturally found in are foods like fatty fish like salmon or tuna, avocados, mushrooms, and eggs. Dairy products and orange juices have artificially supplemented vitamin D inside of them. Cooking may cause a loss of vitamin D, but it depends on the food and the heating process and how much vitamin D is in it. Vitamin D will not be lost, however, by washing, blanching, or freezing foods. What is it known for? Well, vitamin D is also known as the sunshine drug, has somewhat of a reputation that it can cure everything. Vitamin D has been proven to help support your immune system, support bone health, and for some people, help reduce symptoms of depression and anxiety. However, there are many people who claim that vitamin D is a cure-all when it isn't, and it can actually harm you if you take too much. Lately, many are claiming that vitamin D can do things like completely prevent COVID, stop cancer from metastasizing, and cure incurable things such as autism. However, it cannot do this, and many people have actually been experiencing negative health effects by overtaking this vitamin. Vitamin D has a lot of potential, but it's under research and has many false claims. Medical uses. While vitamin D is not known for curing any medical issues, it can help prevent these issues and help to control symptoms. One of the biggest including rickets, which you can see a diagram on the side, osteoporosis and osteomalacia, which are basically holes or loss of bone. It also helps to boost your immune system to fight off infections or viruses and bacteria, and it can help to treat depression. Its roles in disease. Vitamin D's main role in disease comes with its ability to boost the immune system. Vitamin D will not prevent the spread of disease. However, by boosting the immune system, it could help the body to fight off infections and sicknesses much faster and much better. This will also be helpful to those whose immune systems do not work as well, such as immunocompromised patients. Vitamin D plays a crucial role in research about disease prevention and protection. And there are many positive outlooks on future development of vitamin D to keep us safer and more healthy. Here's some interesting facts. There are vitamin D receptors, also known as VDR, located in almost every tissue in our body and in all the major organs. Thousands of VDR binding sites can be found throughout the genome, controlling hundreds, possibly thousands of genes. 2. Very little vitamin D comes from our diet. About 50 to 90% of vitamin D is absorbed through skin via sunlight. Number 3, according to vitamin D researcher Michael F. Hollick, raising vitamin D levels to at least 125 nmol per L could reduce the risk of cancer, all combined by 75%. Deficiencies in the U.S. About 1 billion people worldwide are thought to be deficient in vitamin D. However, approximately 42% of Americans are deficient in vitamin D. The main reasons being poor diet, not getting enough in through what you're eating, lifestyle, not being exposed to like not going out enough, not being exposed to sun, or covering up a lot and staying inside. Um, Lifestyle also has to do with climate. So if you're in an area that doesn't receive a lot of UV, a lot of light, um, you may experience vitamin D deficiencies. Um, Genetics is also a big factor. There are people with genetic disorders who can't absorb vitamin D or produce it as well, and some illnesses prevent us from absorbing or producing vitamin D as well. Risk of toxicity. There is essentially no risk of toxicity from vitamin D in natural exposure, such as getting it from your diet, from the sun, etc. The risk of toxicity, however, comes from people taking vitamin D supplements. Taking vitamin D supplements is fine if you're struggling to keep your vitamin D levels up and you take the supplements correctly. And usually I recommend talking to a professional as well. However, people are not taking these vitamins correctly or are taking them with an adequate amount of vitamin D levels already. This overuse of vitamin D has led to fatal overdoses, intense sicknesses, short-term and long-term health complications such as kidney damage. A research article that I found interesting was from the National Library of Medicine, National Center of Biotechnology Information. The article is titled Vitamin D Metabolism, Mechanisms of Action, and Clinical Applications. The author, Daniel Bike, explains in detail how vitamin D is produced in our bodies, how it is activated, what vitamin D is made out of, and how our bodies utilize vitamin D. He explains how the fat solubility and metabolism work differently in specific tissues and under different circumstances. He goes on to write about vitamin D binding sites, also known as VDRs, and target genomes in different tissues. Bickel then goes on to talk about the medical uses of vitamin D and its impacts on medical research. He explains how vitamin D impacts bone, muscle, and the immune system, and skin. Throughout the article, he gives an incredibly interesting and unbiased explanation of many different parts of how vitamin D is produced and used. Right below you can see the APA cited thing for his article. Thank you for your time, and here are my sources. Thank you.